We're back with more Weather Command Weekend discussing the historic impacts from Hurricane Melissa. When it officially hit Jamaica's west coast, Melissa was a Category 5 hurricane with 185-mile-per-hour winds and a pressure of 892 millibars. It's tied for the strongest hurricane to ever make landfall in the history of the Atlantic Basin, tied with the 1935 Labor Day hurricane. 1935, generational impacts here. So Nick, you were talking about it earlier that this is a storm we will be talking about for years. And for Jamaica, this is something that will forever alter the landscape here. Multiple fatalities already confirmed, and we're expecting even more fatalities, unfortunately, to come out of this as they continue to sift through the damage.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the worst presumably has already happened, you would think, but a lot of times in the weeks after something like this, with the disease and the flooding and everything that's sort of under the water, you just don't know what's happening and what could happen and what kind of disease could spring going forward.
Right, exactly. I mean, this, again, the strongest hurricane to ever hit Jamaica. Catastrophic damage reported. We had Robert Ray, who was out with a whole crew. Their home, which wasn't even in the thick of this storm, they were just on the eastern side of where the eyewall came through. They had their windows crash, and then they were sifting through the damage. One thing that really stuck out to me was the thick, muddy paste that they had to walk through, and that turns into this mud concrete.
Yeah, and it's almost like you're walking through quicksand, right? And I'll tell you what, communications still rough in Jamaica, and a lot of the main infrastructure is compromised. Thankfully, the Kingston airport is open. They were spared the worst of the eastern half of the island, at least 19 deaths confirmed, with unimaginable destruction reported all over the island. And we've got these before and after images that are astonishing, and these really paint the picture as to what happened before. A thriving, beautiful, vibrant island, and then you see the after image and you see the smoke plumes, you see it's almost like a big tornado